All right, the live button has been hit. Hello, my beautiful movie peeps, and a happy Friday to you. Thank you for stopping by once again to check out the 3C live streams. Whether you're seeing it right now live, I could do anything right now, or you're watching the playback in the future. I thank you so much for being a part of this either way. Got a lot of interesting little things to dive into here today that I thought could be for a fun live stream. We got some news updates that popped out. We got Top Gun 3 that got announced, some Ghostbuster magazine covers to look at. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Ted series that landed on Peacock. And then the Monarch show that ended. So I'm going to give you my thoughts on that as well. Fast and Furious news. And since we just had Echo come out, I thought, why not go ahead and maybe rank the Disney Plus shows for you? Because you guys are always asking for my opinion on that. And you're going to be so sad when She-Hulk is number one. That's how I get the a-holes out of the chat early. Come on now. She-Hulk not going to be number one. But it could be high. Maybe it could be low. We don't know. Green Mama She-Hulk, I'm simping all day. How's everybody doing here? Let me go ahead and give you some. Already, the Peacock. Sup 3C? Hello. Chris, do you like cheese? I prefer jazz. String cheese is pretty good. Goat cheese too. Let's go. Yo, sup, Chris? Oh, let's switch it out. What's up? Hello. Yes. Oh, it's so nice to see all you guys. Hello. Hi, Chris. Hi. I'm feeling great. Yes, everything awesome. So yeah, always great to see you guys in here. As always, we'll get through the topics and then I'll answer any super chats you guys throw my way or any of the random questions from the regular chat as well, because I like to involve you guys. You don't always have to just send money, but it is appreciated. I'm not going to lie right there. Hey, Daddy. Hello, son. You finish your homework? I hope so. So let's just jump into it. Let's dive right into whatever we got to talk about here today. So let me jump on the tweets, the Twitters, and oh my gosh. Should we just start with this story? Because this broke right before we went live. And look, I'm going to say right off the top, I have not read the entire full story. I've skimmed it because it literally just happened right now as I was about to go live. And oh man, we are not a gossip website and whatnot, but every now and then something in the movie world and the drama world, they collide together. And it leads us movie fans to talk about it. So here, Mia Goth is going to be starring in a movie, MaXXXine. It's going to be the third film in this X and Pearl trilogy. I'm super excited for it. It's one of my most anticipated horror movies just because this has been such a unique trilogy of horror movies. Really loved X, really liked Pearl. I'm hoping I love MaXXXine the way I loved X. Well, this story just came out. It's from Variety. At first, I saw it pop up with the tabloids, but now Variety's reporting on it here, and they're letting us know what went down. So basically the story is Mia Goth is being sued for allegedly kicking a background actor in the head on the set of MaXXXine. She then allegedly taunted, mocked, and belittled him, daring him to do anything about it. Obviously, I hope that the victim is okay. Hopefully they're not lying or anything like that. Because again, we just don't know the full story. But can you imagine Mia Goth? You already see how great of an actress she is when she's yelling at you. Like those scenes in Pearl when she's like, "Why are you leaving? If I did nothing wrong, why'd you go?" Can you imagine that in your face after she kicks you? I don't know whether to fall in love or be scared, honestly. So this is pretty damning, and I've seen a lot of people already make jokes and, because Mia Goth is like the hot thing right now in horror, people want to defend her and all that. And so I don't know which way to lean, obviously if this actually happened. And we know sometimes with actors, they like to, be as method as possible. Jared Leto is famous for that. There was a bunch of crazy stories when he was doing Suicide Squad. And, maybe Mia Goth was just really in character. That's no excuse to treat a person like crap. But something like this, you got to wonder if it's going to affect MaXXXine at all, because this person's suing. And as we know, with lawsuits and court cases, those take months, sometimes a year. Is part of the MaXXXine marketing then going to have to deal with this lawsuit continuing to come up and evidence and whatnot? I think they're going to want to squash this as soon as possible because, they barely got the MaXXXine stuff rolling along. We don't got a trailer. We don't even have a release date. We don't know when this movie's coming out. And that's such a shame if Mia Goth is like rude because she seems so nice. You ever see the interviews of her just being normal? She's a vibe. She said that about Jennifer Lopez and all that. I was like, oh, Mia Goth, you seem so sweet. I actually recently found out. Yeah, someone brought it up here in the chat. I had no idea about this. I was like doing research on Mia Goth when I was like making my horror video because I was like, I don't know much about Mia. What's up with her? This person is saying, damn, Shia rubbing off on her. I had no idea if she's still married to him, but she's been dating Shia LaBeouf for a long time. And Shia LaBeouf has had a long history of some violent outbursts or sometimes acting out in public, raging out. I like Shia LaBeouf as an actor, but can't deny that. And I was like, oh, Mia Goth has been with Shia LaBeouf all this time. They even had kids together. I was like, that's that what type of stuff you just find out and go, whoa, I never knew about this. That's wild. And again, I don't want to get too much into our personal life. Ending this story off here because we just want to talk about movies and celebrate them. This is awful. Obviously, if this actually happened to Mia Goth did it, that makes me a little disappointed because I really like her as an actress and I wanted MaXXXine to be good. Hope it's still good. I think they're going to try and settle this as quickly as possible so they can get the marketing going. That guy's probably going to get a sweet check and he's got the story. Pearl kicked me in the head, y'all. That's wild. That's wild. But let's hope it doesn't escalate too far or whatnot. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, dang it. I accidentally exited out of the whole thing. You silly man, Chris. You silly man. But yeah, let me see what else you got. Yeah, Mia. Everybody is saying, do you want to Mia Goth is over party? I hope not, man. But like, it's just hard to get in those situations because you like these idols, you want to root for them, and then they do something you don't expect that's horrible, and you're like, oh, what do I do now? And that ain't the only like celebrity news story we're gonna kind of talk about here today, unfortunately. All right, so let's get on with the next thing here. Some of you guys might have seen this got announced just yesterday. It's been confirmed that we are going to be getting Top Gun 3. I'm trying to find the right post for it, but all I get is Glenn Powell edits. Look at this. People simping over Glenn Powell. I get it. I just saw Anyone But You the other day. The movie was not bad. Glenn Powell made me feel so insecure, though. He's got abs for days, that man. Abs for days. Okay, so it got confirmed here. Top Gun 3 is going to be happening. Tom Cruise is set to come back. Miles Teller is going to come back. Glenn Powell's going to come back. Ethan Kruger, who did the writing for the movie, is also going to be coming back. And director, what was it? Who was the director of Top Gun Maverick? Something Krasinski, right? Top Gun Maverick 22 film. Share the screen tab. Let's see who was the director of it. Joseph Kosinski. Okay, it's saying that he will be returning as well. I have some thoughts on this. So, obviously, if you have not seen Top Gun Maverick yet, I beg you to go check it out. I'm sorry you didn't see it when it was in theaters. That was the best way to experience this movie. But coming from someone who wasn't even that big of a fan of the original Top Gun, like, it was a fine movie. It was enjoyable, but I was never like up and down crazy. Like, yeah, I got the need for speed. That was never me, bro. Okay. Unfortunately, that was not me. So when Top Gun Maverick came out, I almost didn't even want to see it in theater. I was like, it's just not a sequel I care about. I'm sure it'll be fine. Tom Cruise is enjoyable. Bought a ticket, sat down, lives were changed. I was amazed. I was blown away. I was watching that movie, perspiring, sweating, all anxietied up. It was a phenomenal film. It made $1 billion at the box office, and it deserved all that money. That still surprises me that this movie made $1 billion. So, of course, with that kind of money and that kind of reviews where everybody was loving it, it made it like on the list of my best movies of 2022, I believe. It was, of course, they were gonna do what Hollywood does. They're gonna milk something that everyone loves. But I just have no idea how you're gonna go about topping Top Gun. No pun intended. Like, it was. I was befuddled when the movie came out. Like I said, I had no idea it would get me that into it. What do they do now with this next movie? And you also got to wonder, are like the things that made this movie so good going to be able to be replicated? Like those aviation scenes. We live in a world now where they CGI anything. You have spider people coming out from different portals. You have big comic book fights. You have movies like The Bay Caper with Jason Statham doing hand-to-hand John Wick type punch action. The aviation action scenes in here seriously got your adrenaline pumping and got you all anxietied up. Can that be replicated again? We saw it already once. It's kind of like I was mentioning with like Godzilla and Kong. Godzilla vs Kong unfortunately came out during the pandemic, and so people already got to see the two Titans fight. Now we're going to see them again in the second movie, and while a lot of us are excited, that little bit of magic is gone because it's like, well, we've already seen them on screen. Now we're just wanting more of that, and it'll be fun. Are those aviation scenes going to hit the same? I don't know. I have my reservations. This at all could be anything good, anything that I have all the faith though. Tom Cruise would probably be a big part of it and all that. I would hate for them to go kind of like, I'm afraid they're going to go like the Fast and Furious direction where they really lean into the action sides and maybe do more of what they did at the end of Top Gun Maverick. Because you got to admit, what they do at the end of this movie where they're like on the foreign country base and they're trying to escape and all that, that felt like kind of out of place for me. It worked, but that's like where you could see them exaggerate and take it into a Fast and Furious way. I don't know, man. We'll see. I'm hoping good things for Top Gun Maverick 3. But yeah, I have a high doubt they'll be able to replicate that magic. Hopefully they do, though. Hopefully they do, because I'd love to see that happen. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Well, I was just talking a little bit about Ghostbusters, so let's talk about that news that just popped up. So as you guys know, big Ghostbuster fan, big enjoyer of it. Empire Magazine recently revealed some new looks of the movie. We got some cool things. There's some things we can inspect in here. So they got these magazine covers, and already you see the cast in their suits. Paul Rudd as a Ghostbusters looking great. We get a look at the new jackets that's going to cover them up and keep them warm from this ice monster coming out. And then we even got like a look at like some of the new ghosts. We got the little Stay Puft marshmallows. Looks like they're returning. If you can see, there's some new Ghostbuster tech here on the corner. We got what is it? A ghost trap. That's a drone. That's awesome. It just keeps coming back to where I'm like, I'm excited. I want to see this movie, but I just don't see the hype anymore. Like Ghostbusters at one point, I remember it was like 2015, 2014. Ghostbuster hype was wild. Everybody was on this thing, and now it just feels like it's something there. This movie's coming. We'll see if it'll do good. I don't know. And like even looking at this next cover, it's so cool to see the OGs coming back. You know, you got Bill Murray and you even have Annie Potts joining the team. She's no longer behind the secretary desk. She got upgraded. Would love to see why is his name slipping my mind? Oh my goodness. I gotta look it up. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Rick Moranis. There we go. I remembered it. Rick Moranis. I would love to see Rick Moranis pop up in here, but I don't think that's going to happen. But I like, remember when Afterlife was coming out and there was all these talks and videos and like you could go back and the views were pretty good. I remember where we were like, the original Ghostbusters coming back. I think we spotted them at a hotel. Guys, I think this means they're going to show up. They're good. And now it's like not even a big surprise. It's that thing where like the magic is over, the wondering is done, and you're like, they're here. Here they are. Take a look at them. The other exciting thing though with the Ghostbusters, other than looking at all this, see Slimer in the back. That's really fun. We had previous director of the one who did Afterlife, Jason Reitman and Gil Kilman. They went on Instagram and they said that a new trailer will be popping up. I'm thinking it'll coincide with the Super Bowl. That's right around the corner, and you know, Super Bowl time, a lot of trailers be popping up. So they'll probably have a shortened Super Bowl spot, and then online we'll probably get the longer version. And I really need that trailer to do something because I thought that first trailer was pretty good, but I don't think it did anything enough to get other people going, yeah, Ghostbusters. Yeah, see people saying, please don't say that. No, I love Ghostbusters, man. I do it, but you got to admit, this stuff isn't breaking the internet like it used to. Like, how many retweets and likes does this have comparatively to like all the other? Oh my goodness. Look at that. 2.14. 2.14 thousand likes. Let's take a look at the other thing. Madam Web. This is only 5 minutes old. So we'll check back on this in like 30 minutes and it'll probably surpass that Ghostbusters thing. It's already at 500. We'll come back at this because we're going to talk about Madam Web in a second. But like, okay, the Mia Goth, that's obviously a trendy, controversial thing. So it's going to get a bunch of likes and they're 4,000. All right, let's see what other things. Josh Hutcherson talking about playing Fortnite, 17,000 likes, right? Yeah, let's see here. Dude, a Madam Web trailer, 3,000 likes right there. Like, Even Robert Downey Jr. Oh, of course, Robert Downey Jr. would not like that. But I'm just saying, like, comparatively, you can see, like, here people are excited. Planet of the Apes, 16,000 likes. You go to that Ghostbusters post, and it's like 2004. That's not that big. And I know the internet isn't everybody. There's always that case that there's people out there in the real world are more excited than the internet people, but it's just the stuff I'm seeing and I'm witnessing, man. Like even young Sheldon here. Let's see. Young Sheldon got 16,000. Young Sheldon is more of a brand than Ghostbusters. What world are we living in? What world is this? It's not a world I want to be a part of. I'll tell you that. So yeah, guys, it's like I said, the Ghostbuster community is niche. The only thing that could bring it up, because I do think this will be a good movie, but I have a feeling it's just going to be an okay movie. It's going to be like, yeah, that was enjoyable. It had a little flaws here and there, some things they could have done better, but I enjoyed that. It was a good time. And that's not going to be enough to revitalize Ghostbusters, unfortunately. It needs to be like a gangbusters movie. I remember they announced they're having an animated see this comment. You might be right, Chris. Ghostbusters is for boomers. Listen here, buddy. Don't make me get my Medicare insurance on you, buddy. I'll put you down like a light. You're not wrong, buddy. You're not wrong. But Sony is trying to get them younglings in because they announced an animated Ghostbuster movie, right? And that's what I think could actually be bigger for the brand than what they're doing with the live action movies right now. Because the live action movies, I feel like they're going in a safe route. They got someone cool like Paul Rudd in there, Finn Wolfhard, and then they got the OGs. They're playing it safe. You know, they don't want any controversy. They don't want people throwing out the words Ghostbusters woke. They went through all that. So they're just going to play it safe and try to give the fans what they think they want. That animated Ghostbuster movie, I'm hoping it does things to kind of jump stuff back up, because just imagining like what they've done with TMNT Mutant Mayhem, Spider-Verse, all that stuff, Ghostbusters could be next on the list to do something good. And this is Sony making Ghostbusters. They know the success they did with Spider-Verse. They're going to try to do something good. So I think the animated Ghostbuster movie they have in the works will be the thing to revitalize it. But let me tell you, this movie flops or does terribly at the box office. I don't know if we'll get that animated Ghostbuster movie, man. I don't know if we'll get it. So I'm excited, but it seems like the rest of the internet isn't that. Because like Chris said, Ghostbusters is for boomers now, apparently. Oh, jeez, I'm getting old. I'm getting old. All right, let me see what else is on my agenda here. All right, let's talk about some Madam Web, y'all. Madam Web is doing some wild things in terms of marketing here. So, all right, we got revealed this photo that gives us a better look at the costumes in the Madam Web movie. Let me make that a little bigger for you. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll get into this first. Fine. So we've been wanting to get a better look at this, right? And putting aside if you think Madam Web is going to be good or bad, looking at these costumes, I think they're pretty sweet. I think I've been wanting to see Sydney Sweeney in her full suit, among other things. Respectfully. But the suit, I think, looks really good. The only thing I do agree with people is the mask. The mask they got on Sydney Sweeney is just not rocking it. Like, you just have this like little floss chin strap. That's not doing anybody any favors. Celeste O'Connor's, I think, is like the underrated one here. Not only is her spider emblem on her chest accurate, because she's the only one with a spider that has 8 legs. That's accurate to a real spider. I've seen plenty of them. I've wanted to be Spider-Man for a long time. Every time I see one, I just go, just do it. Do it. Hasn't worked yet. One day it will. Sydney Sweeney's spider got 12 legs. If you see a spider with 12 legs, you're in hell, buddy. Just turn around, buddy. You're in the wrong place. As much as I like Isabella Merced, her costume, I think, is just the most Oh, so my face is covering up here. Let me actually. It's just, I don't know. I feel like Isabella Merced's costume could have been a little bit more. I don't know why it gives me vibes of the guy in in Spy Kids 3. You remember that? He's the guy. Let me pull it up for because I'm a boomer apparently, so my references might be boomer to y'all. That hurt me, huh? Okay. See, this is what I see with the Isabella Merced costume, right? The guy. I'm sure she's gonna be great though. She's a very tech-based Spider-Woman. But yeah, like I think they look good. I think they look fine. Not saying this is gonna change the quality of the movie or it's gonna make it a 10 out of 10 for me, but like I genuinely feel like these are okay costumes. Like I don't see them as that bad. Like I think let me see where I could pop it up. There were some other photos. Let me see if I can pull it up. Crip. Because they also had was it Cryptic HD? Come on, man. I know it was here. They had like a little trailer pop up, and you get to see Celeste O'Connor Spider Woman with some legs. And I was like, well, okay, okay. Let me see. Here's the better angle of them. Where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna find it. Okay, here it is. And I don't as much as I like Celeste O'Connor's suit, those legs, they don't even look like tech. It just looks like bones that pop out of her body. Maybe that's part of her power. She gets bit and gets these spider leg bones popping out. Um, that's definitely gonna be something. The also funny part about this, oh, don't you start here. Don't you get me riled up. Madam Web woke. Come on, man. I hope you mean that ironically. We don't do that around here. But I hope they're wearing these for more than just like 5 seconds in the actual movie because this, this is just too funny. It's gonna be a scene where because the bad guy Ezekiel in the movie, he's coming from the future because he knows in the future these girls are gonna team up on him. Tag like literally, this is them looking at Ezekiel dying. I'm pretty sure they just threw somebody out a window because that's what heroes do in the Sony universe. The heroes are the bad guys and the villains are the anti-heroes. They just threw Ezekiel out the window. He saw the vision. He knows in the future these girls get powers and they kill me one day. So that's why in Madam Web, he's going back to the past before they get their powers and is trying to kill them Terminator style. So like this is just going to be a flash forward scene that's going to last like 3 minutes. Hopefully it's better than that. Dakota Johnson suit, I'm still up and down. I still just don't know. I'm like, this guy, women, am I right? Come on. I thought my audience was better than this. Come on now. Madam, see that now that's okay. Madam Joke. We can have a little bit of fun here. I understand. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Like, yeah, look at we have the trailer popping up here. I can't play the sound because it might get copy striked. But I don't know, man. Like costumes are fun, and the 2000s vibe is definitely something semi-interesting to me. But other than that, I'm just like, what is this? I'm so curious what the post-credit scene is going to look like in this movie because you know they're going to try to tease something big, and it's probably going to have to do with the baby Peter Parker that's in this movie. Because remember, that's also a plot point in here is that Ezekiel's also trying to kill Spider-Man. He's going to find Peter Park. Oh, jeez, he's gonna find Peter Parker's freaking mom and then try to get rid of her. And it's like, you know that's gonna be the post-credit scene is Peter Parker being born, probably leading into Venom if that one is correct. But other than that, I don't know if you guys saw there was a promo. I don't know if it's on here. Is it the Japanese? Oh, is it this one right here? Madam Web. There was like this seductive. Oh, here it is. All right, guys. I'm pretty sure y'all can hear this. All right, make sure your mom is not in the room right now. Here we go.
So, while my character in the movie may be able to see the future, I also can. And I know what the future brings. I know that when you see Madam Web, you're going to love it. In fact, I think you're going to see it twice.
They're trying to seduce us. Yeah, exactly. That's what they're doing. Oh, mommy. Freaking right here. Oh. What is that? Who told her to talk like that? I know you're going to like it. In fact, you're going to see it twice. Oh, Tony, you got me. The moment you get Sydney Sweeney to talk like that in an ad in a post, 10 tickets. 100 tickets, man. How do you they're gonna get all these Madam Web girls just risen, just 3 series. Just you like Madam Web? I think you should buy a ticket. In fact, I think you should buy 2. Oh, they know what they're doing, Sony. They need Craven, and then 1,000 tickets. Well, okay, now, whoa, this is still a family channel. I hope your excitement for Madam Web is growing. That's seducing voice. One more time for the fellas.
I know that when you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
Look at, you saw that little lip rub? She did that.
I know that when you see Madam Web, you're gonna love it. In fact, I think you're gonna see it twice.
And the funniest thing is, though, this isn't even like an American ad. It's for Japan. Or what is it, though? Korea, I think, sorry. Or it's whatever country has those letters. So maybe that's just how they need to sell movies in that country. They're like, you need to let them think they're going to love this movie. That's Russian. Okay, thank you, Russian. Hey, that's what the Russians maybe like then. That's the way you persuade a Russian to watch a movie. You wants to watch Madam Web? Check out Sexy Promo. Sexy Promo make you buy ticket. Ticket mean money. Madam Mother. Yeah, see. Okay, I'm so confused. Yeah, so was I. But there you go. Madam Web pulling out the costumes, doing the sexy marketing. It could work. We could get Madam $1 billion, or it could be another meme flop. You never know. You know, they learned something from Morbius. They're like, yes, we make ridiculous movies, but these fans will meme it up. These Spider-Man fans are gonna go crazy. So let's just have fun. And I hope that's what they're doing. So when the Sydney Sweeney one drops, just know I'm somewhere out there going, oh. I hope my wife isn't watching. She's gonna be very disappointed. Okay, let's keep going. Freaking, you guys are hilarious. All right, what's next on the agenda here? All right, let's talk about this Fast and Furious story here. Let me see if I can pull up the source. Okay, so we got a small Fast and Furious update for my big Fast and Furious fans. Jeff Snyder, who's been reporting a lot of accurate stuff lately, and he's even brought up the receipts of things he got accurate. I think he something happened recently, and he like proved that he like was the first to report it. So I was like, okay, so he's got a track record. He put out a story today letting us know that Universal is kind of pumping the brakes on Fast and Furious a little bit because they've been noticing a kind of decline in the money. It's not making the money Fast and Furious used to make. So he's saying here, just like Marvel is trying to bring its budget down, changes are coming to Fast and Furious franchise, which sound like it may be only one more movie, not two, like Vin Diesel said at CinemaCon. Expect to see some familiar faces and new ones. So essentially what he reported in this article is that Universal is bringing it down. We're going to get basically one more. Well, it was reported we were supposed to get two. We were going to get the final Fast and Furious movie. That was going to be part 2 to part 11, and that was going to end things. But remember the surprise scene around the world that no one saw coming? The Rock showed up in the post-credit scene as Hobbs in Fast X after weeks, months of telling the people online, I'm never returning to Fast and Furious. The hierarchy of power will never be changed there. Apparently it was changed because he showed up. And I remember part of the agreement, or the rumor is that he was going to get his own solo movie. It wasn't going to be Hobbs and Shaw. It was just going to be Hobbs. And it was going to be kind of like an in-between movie before the final Fast and Furious. Who knows if that happens now? It might just be, one last one. But anyways, part of this also meant that they're going to be cutting down the budget. So, and you have a movie like The Rock, I don't know if they're going to be able to Avengers Endgame this Fast and Furious franchise and pull in all these old, because Vin Diesel wants to do that. He wants to basically do his own, Avengers style reunion and having people from Tokyo Drift and this person, Eva Mendes, bring them all in. I don't think that's going to be happening anymore. I was really hoping to see John Cena next to The Rock in a movie and have them at least tussle a little bit, baby oil them up and see who wins the twerk off is my thing with them. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen. Solo twerk off for Dwayne right now. And so with this, you know how in Fast and Furious movies lately, they are going to like 5 different countries before they settle on the final mission? They're saying, no, it looks like instead of going to like 5 different countries, we're going to end up going to 2. Instead of having some celebrities or actors we wanted part of it, there's not going to be that room in the budget. So If you're a big Fast and Furious fan, unfortunately, it looks like we have to temper our expectations. I was hoping they were going to want to go out on a giant bang, but the last two Fast and Furious movies were critically, they've always been kind of but I really enjoy them. But money wise, they're just not packing in. I think people, once they finally went to space in like 2 movies ago, people were like, all right, the joke is over. I don't know if we're still, family forever. So we'll see. And, I don't want to get too much into it because I'm still waiting to see. There's been some allegations thrown Vin Diesel's way. Who knows if the movie still will be part, so we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. All right. That was that. So, all right, let's get into reviewing a couple of shows I've been watching here lately. So, we got here, I don't know if you guys saw, but on the cock, they released a TED series. If you have Peacock, you can watch this show right now. I think it's 7 episodes. They're all available to see. Essentially, the premise of the show is a prequel. It's taking Mark Wahlberg's character and Ted all the way back to when they were teenagers, just kind of having a little family sitcom life. I'll admit to you, when this was first announced, I was like, why? Just give me Ted 3. Why are you? I get we have streaming services and you need IPs and a reason for people to watch. This doesn't really sound like it could be any good. Like, just give me Ted 3 with Mark Wahlberg and do another fun story or something. And I been checking it out. I haven't seen the entire show because I'll tell you why in a second. It's 7 episodes. I've seen three or 4 of them, and it's a pretty damn funny show. It's really enjoyable. Not one, if you already like the Ted movies, both of them, and the style of humor, and basically Seth MacFarlane in general, like if you watch his cartoons, whether it's American Dad or Family Guy, this show is definitely for you. I'm telling you, the first Ted movie already had kind of Family Guy vibes in there, especially with Seth MacFarlane voicing Ted in there. The show has way more Family Guy vibes. It's basically almost like a live action Family Guy. Even like the transitions from location, whether you're going to the house, the school they're in, the way they transition and move, it's exactly like a Family Guy episode with the little jingle music and the establishing shots. It's exactly like Family Guy. There's no cutaway jokes, but man, the out-of-pocket comments and jokes they have in this movie, very much in line with the humor of like South Park and Family Guy. It's edgy, it's a little dark in there, but that's the kind of humor I really enjoy. Some really dumb stuff in there, but it's funny. I will they introduce another character in there that like I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this character yet. They threw in so I forget the real guy's name. I'm just gonna call him Young Mark Wahlberg. Young Mark Wahlberg, he has a cousin who lives with his family, who's obviously never probably been mentioned in the Ted movies, not that I remembered. And she's kind of like the PC person of the show. She's the person that says, "Hey, you can't say that. Hey, that's not inappropriate," or stuff like that. And I'm like, why do shows nowadays need to have a character like that? Like, just make her something else, do something more fun. But like, the dad in here is so racist and dumb, but it's so funny. But every time he says something out of pocket and bad, she's like, you can't use that word anymore. It's the 90s, times are changing. And I'm like, it's like, it's a mandatory thing that they need in shows or something now, right? I don't know. So but there are parts of her character I am liking, and there's some surprise twists with her that doesn't make her completely boring as a person. But other than that, it's funny. And you know what, Ted? I can't believe I'm saying this. I need to know what voodoo magic they're doing, because Ted looks like a real living bear. Like, the effects on Ted are just as good as the movie. If you want to be a nitpicky person and be like, I don't know, I can kind of see the CGI, or it doesn't look as polished as the movies. No, Ted literally looks like they have a living bear somewhere in Hollywood and they're just filming him because he looks fantastic. Like, there's some shots where I'm looking at it and I'm like, holy heck, why is Ted look like he's actually there? Like, the effects on Ted are really good. So yeah, I highly recommend this show. Again, especially if you're a fan of the Ted movies, if you're a fan of Family Guy and the Seth MacFarlane style of humor, it's gonna feel very much in line like you're watching a live action Family Guy stuff. So I recommend it. I like it a lot. The only reason I haven't finished the whole thing is because I kind of want to savor the thing. I could have binged the whole series. The episodes are fairly long for a sitcom. Some go from like the first episode, I think, is like 50 minutes, then it goes 37 minutes, 43 minutes, 30 minutes. It bounces around the place, but I just kind of want to savor it. It's a real funny show. I don't want to just have it go to waste all in one sitting. So I recommend it to you if you haven't seen it. All right. The next show I want to review, The Monarch. I just put Monarch. Monarch just finished. Legacy of Monsters. This is the Apple TV series that is set in the Monsterverse with Godzilla and everything. I've been watching it week to week. It has finally ended, so it is time for me to give you my thoughts on what I thought about this. And yeah, Apple is just doing the best in the business. There's some Apple TV shows that didn't always hit, but for the most part, Apple just seems to know how to produce quality. This is some really good stuff in here. So it's 10 episodes long. It's taking place before the events of the second Godzilla movie, is it Legacy, King of Monsters. So it's taking place after the events of the first Godzilla. So it's like set in 2015, and there's flashbacks to the past that connect to King Kong and all that kind of stuff. But I really enjoyed the show, and the way they've ended it, I thought was a great wrap up. There was like a middle slump in the show where I was into it. I was liking the characters, especially the relationships they were building, because that's always the weakest part of the MonsterVerse movies is the humans you just don't care about. You just want to see the monster action, and I was afraid with this show it was going to be a lot of slow, dumb human, subplots, and then it's like, oh, Godzilla showed up in this episode for 2 minutes. Yeah, baby. That does kind of happen where Godzilla only shows up for like sprawling minutes at a time, but because the human element is so well developed and they make you care about them and they're jumping back and forth from the past and the present, it actually works well. And savoring Godzilla in those moments, you appreciate every time he shows up and whatnot, specifically in the ending of the show, because you get a nice Godzilla fight, like a really good one. I was going to show clips of it because I've been seeing it all over Twitter, but I guess I don't want to spoil it for anybody that hasn't seen it. But the Godzilla fight you get at the end and where it takes place, I thought was really cool. And the effects look just as good as the movies. I don't think you could say that. And the show also highlights other monsters that we haven't really seen in the movies. There's like this ice monster in one of the episodes I thought was really cool. But the other element that I don't want to spoil too much, they start to they start to tell you how Hollow Earth and time above ground maybe work differently, and there's some surprise twists in there I didn't see coming that really got me into the show and made me go, is this gonna like start affecting the movies? Because that would be kind of cool with what they're doing. So Legacy of Monsters, real big surprise. I actually ended up really enjoying it. I'm not going to say right now there's any major repercussions to the movie stuff. So it's not like a Marvel show where it's like, oh, what you saw here, oh boy, it's going to lead big. If anything, what you see here has already affected what we've seen, whether it's Godzilla versus Kong or King of Monsters. There's nothing in here that's going to be like, oh, this is going to definitely change my mind for Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire. Maybe characters from in here can show up in that, but as of right now, doesn't look like anything that impacts that. So I do recommend it if you're a fan of the Monsterverse and want a little more monster action, some cool human development. It's a good watch. It takes a slump between like episode 5 and 6 to maybe 7, but it's only because it's setting up something for you. And then the last couple episodes ends it off on a high note. Really enjoyed it right there. So yeah. All right, guys. So let's see. That ends it for those talks. I guess we'll go into ranking the MCU shows. So tier list maker. Let's go into one of those. We'll search it up. I'll just give you my quick thoughts on that MCU Echo. Whoa. Look, I'm pretty sure someone's already made the list and whatnot, and we just take it from them. Okay, this person has included basically all the Marvel shows. That'll be fine. I'll just tell you the ones I have watched and the ones I haven't watched. All right. So here we go. Let me get this set up a little bit better. Okay. All right. So what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to be giving you guys, we have now gotten tons of Marvel Disney Plus shows. And in fact, they recently made the Netflix shows canon to the MCU. They've confirmed it. They've made it part of the timeline. So in a weird way, we've just gotten a whole bunch more of Disney Plus MCU shows. I thought I'd give you my tier list ranking of where I think of these shows. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. Some of these here I have not seen, and I will put them in the category of did not watch. But remember also, this is just my opinion. It has gotten so nasty kind of lately with Marvel fans lately about opinions on shows and what's going down in them. It's gotten pretty bad. My Echo review comments were brutal, man. You can't. It was also so funny, like the giant span of what people thought of my review, because like I said what I did like about the show, some nice things. So I got a bunch of comments saying I'm a Marvel shill, Disney's paying me, I'm a plant, this and that. And then obviously the other half of my review was negative things I didn't like about Echo that I thought could have been better. So then I got a bunch of comments saying that I don't like anything, that I'm just a hater, that even call me racist because I'm Mexican, the Native American things. And I'm like, oh my God, Marvel fans, let's not become the Star Wars fans. We are better than this, man. Yeah. And that's cool. Someone's in here, man, Echo was good. There was definitely enjoyable things about Echo. And I'll tell you also right now, I have not even thought hard about this. So as I go into it, you're literally going to see me process how much I liked each show. Okay. You're also going to be mad at me for the shows I haven't watched. So in fact, let's just go through the shows I didn't watch. That way you're not sitting there anticipating. Why is the MODOK show here? Yeah, see, I just picked a random tier list of someone who made it, and they just included every Marvel show ever made. So I'm just going to be honest on the things I haven't seen. I remember I saw like a couple episodes of Agent Carter, and I did like it, but I never finished the whole thing. I'm just a simp for Haley Atwell. Anytime I can see more of her, I was like, yes, 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 yes. But I didn't finish the whole thing. Never got into Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I know there's people who love that, but I gave it a chance, and I think I stopped after 5 episodes. I'm sure it was nice, but I didn't care for it. Didn't check out Cloak and Dagger. Wasn't something I was interested in. Hit Monkey, don't even know what that is, but that's nice if you checked it out. I checked out the pilot of Inhumans and I just kind of laughed. I'm so glad this wasn't turned into a movie and this isn't the MCU's X-Men, because can you imagine if they did make the Inhumans movie? We'd have to try and figure out how to fit that into the universe now that we have X-Men. Oh, it would be so bad. Didn't even check out that. Let's see here. Okay, I've heard great things about Legion. This is like one of the only shows I haven't watched, but I have heard great things. One day I might check it out. I guess I just didn't watch it because this was at the time that Disney bought Fox. So I kind of had just lost all interest in anything Fox X-Men related. And I was like, well, Disney's about to do something good, so why do I need to watch this TV show? But I have heard good things about that. Obviously didn't watch MODOK. What was the other one? I didn't watch Runaways. Heard the comic of it is good though. And then I don't even know what Hellstorm is. Yeah, did not watch those. Okay. There we go. Everything else on here I have watched, I've seen. Time to rank them, baby. Let's see where we go. So, all right, let me just see what people are saying here. Yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good. I heard some people like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I heard it, but there's like so many seasons, and since I just let it go by, it's also that kind of show where they tell you first 2 seasons are good, then season 3 and 4 lose it, but they bring it back in season 5, Chris. And also, I'm pretty sure Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now is still decanonized. So it's not even in the MCU. Although I get it, it came out during it and it has elements, and even Nick Fury shows up at one point and things like that. I'm pretty sure as of right now, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is still not canon. So I don't know if I want to waste my time in that. But if you liked it, enjoyed it, I'm happy for you. It just, I have heard, yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not canon. Yeah, exactly. So let's just move on from there. Kicking things off with, like obvious, Daredevil, guys. This is literally the peak of what the MCU is possible. Not only is this show so good in its writing, like it was a type of show I didn't appreciate when it was on. I remember there were times, because I saw it when it came out and I recently rewatched it. There were times where I thought maybe it was a little boring or a little slow. Rewatching it now, having seen all these recent MCU shows, bro, it's like night and day quality. It's like going from eating McDonald's all your life to then you get invited to freaking, I don't know, a 5-star restaurant. They serve you a good meal and you're like, this is possible? This is something we can have? Why am I eating cheeseburgers every day? Daredevils, we need to go back to that. And the bar is set high for what they're going to do with Born Again. Really enjoy those seasons of Daredevil in there. All right, I'm going to mix things around so I don't just go in order. All right. Look, I this could Iron Fist could technically be on the didn't watch list because I saw season 1, I saw one episode of season 2, and I gave up. I could not get into Iron Fist. I remember this was the first Netflix show that everybody universally was like, uh, are we gonna have to finish this? Like, I know Defenders is coming, but like, can I just not watch Iron Fist and then see him in Defenders? Um, I just couldn't get into it. There was definitely cool fight scenes and there was interesting subplots in there, but Defenders for me just left me going, eh. Even now, I have no interest to go back and watch season 2. With that said, though, I hope they do something with the Iron Fist character. Like my thing I always wanted them to do is to do a Heroes for Hire show with Iron Fist and Luke Cage, because that's a thing in the comics where they work together and they kind of are almost like the A team, if you remember that old show, showing my boomer colors again, where they just get hired to do odd jobs. It's like, can you protect my restaurant? These guys are doing this. Can you do this for me? This is happening. That type of show with those two together, that'd be so awesome. Hear what they were doing. Unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. I know that's gonna be so low. I want to see some of y'all's reaction to that. Heroes for Hire. Yeah, see, exactly. I want Heroes for Hire and all that. Yeah. And so I'm curious now that Iron Fist is canon to the MCU. What does that mean for the future? Is it just like he's canon, he's out there, but we're not really gonna mention him or bring him up in anything? We'll see. We'll see. I guess I'm gonna get the Netflix shows out of the way. I quite enjoyed Jessica Jones. I'm not going to say it was the best or anything like that. Season 1 I thought was really good, and I had my skepticisms with Jessica Jones. I didn't know if this was going to be something I liked and enjoyed, but I remember getting really into it. And that villain that they had in season 1, where he has the ability to it's like mind trick you or manipulate you, put you in this trance where you're his slave, and the journey she goes through to get out of that, the PI element. I remember really liking Jessica Jones. I thought Jessica Jones was pretty good. Season 2, but I remember really enjoying Jessica Jones in there and whatnot. Did it have a season 2? Now I'm doubting myself. Some of these I haven't watched in forever. Getting on to Luke Cage. This is going to be hard because I love Luke Cage as a character. Some of you guys remember Marvel Ultimate Alliance? That was my introduction to Luke Cage. He was a playable character in Marvel Ultimate Alliance, and in that game you can like go and read biographies of different characters. And Luke Cage, I was like, what's this guy in a yellow shirt? What's his power, man? What does he do? And reading his description, hey, he's bulletproof, unbreakable skin, I was like, oh, that's badass. And the vibe of the show I thought was really cool. There's a great soundtrack in there and all of that. I felt like they just didn't do enough with him. Like Luke Cage, I think, could do something really good. But I felt like once they did the scene of him being bulletproof, it's like, okay, now what do we do with Luke Cage? That's kind of all he can really do. There's so much more to him and whatnot. And it's even funny now. Mahershala Ali was like the bad guy in this show, and now he's Blade. And now this is canon to the MCU. So he was a bad guy, and now he's Blade. It's funny. But I kind of hope they bring back Mike Coulter because I liked him as Luke Cage. I feel like there's something you could do in there. For now, I'm gonna go a little bit below because I felt like they could have done something more with Luke Cage. I really did like it though. Punisher, dude. I am a giant Punisher fan, guys. I may not be like have the longest library of comics that I've read. I'll read a comic here and there. Punisher, before I had my YouTube channel and everything growing up, I read a lot of Punisher, dude. I loved it. Was it Mike Ennis? I think is the guy who did The Boys. Mark Ennis, is that his name? The Ennis run, dude. That's the stuff I loved. I loved reading Punisher. I think he's such a cool character. John Bernthal is amazing. That scene in the show where he's like in the pawn shop and he's trying to get information, and then the guy tells him he's got kitty corn, and then the Punisher does his thing. Good. My only drawbacks to the Punisher as a show is they do this repetitive thing that is such a cliche thing in these superhero shows that they're about to do in Daredevil Born Again that I hope they scrap, where he keeps going back and forth on wanting to be the Punisher. He's like, yeah, I need to be the Punisher. I'm this guy. The world needs me and all that. And don't even get me started on his scenes in Daredevil season 2. Bro, I'm counting that as part of the Punisher show because that was amazing stuff. But he just keeps going back on that. It's like, I'm retired as the Punisher. No, I need to be the Punisher. I'm retired. Daredevil is set to be doing that same thing in Born Again, and that's pissing me off. Just be the Punisher and be crazy. I want you to just kill these criminals. given that their crime meets the level, because the Punisher isn't crazy. He won't kill you if you like download a movie illegally. He might just smack you in the head, but you do something bad, he's judge, jury, executioner. I really enjoy Punisher. I think it up there. So, like I said, the other seasons kind of bring it down a little bit for me, but I really liked what the Punisher was, and I hope they give him a show with Disney Plus. Because although the story quality of the Disney Plus shows might not be there, the budgets, just seeing the Punisher with a Disney Plus budget, you saw Daredevil in that Echo fight. Boy was using his billy clubs, doing acrobatic stunts. Even in She-Hulk, what Daredevil was doing on that Disney Plus budget, it's like, yes, give me that. Give me that. Okay. Last Disney. Okay. So then Defenders. I thought Defenders was okay. I kind of was expecting more, and this was supposed to be like their big Avengers buildup and whatnot. I just kind of like the dynamic of the team, but I felt like it just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. It was just like, it was okay. It was like, I feel like this should have been one of those 3-episode specials where every episode was like an hour and a half long, kind of like with those Stranger Things episodes that are like as long as a movie. It kind of dragged on, and it was just like once the magic of all of them meeting together and interacting was over, it was kind of like, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. It didn't do it for me. Okay, there we go. Got the Netflix stuff out of the way. Moving on purely now to the Marvel things. Let's see what we do here. Yeah, see, I enjoyed it. I just thought it was okay. You know, I like to see what you guys thought. Again, it's my opinion. Some of y'all already calling me whack in there. Like I got the poop emoji. Where are you? Where are you, boy? I'm gonna expose you. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, well, he's gone. Maybe he got scared of me. Oh no, there he is. So far, the tier list ranking is going peak. Peak. Nah, it's okay. All right. So let's move on here. Should I just start in order of release? Let's see if I can remember how they released. All right. WandaVision. Let's talk about WandaVision. WandaVision, my guys, was an event. You have to be there. This is definitely one of those shows where you just had to be there. I don't know how future generations or kids growing up with the MCU feel right now. Like I'm so curious to when I eventually have kids and I want to show them the Marvel universe and I start going through the timeline when they get time to watch the Disney Plus shows, and I'm gonna be like, you sure? There's no turning back, man. Not all this stuff is gold, my friend. I'm gonna be curious how they feel about WandaVision season 1, because this was a year. The pandemic started. We didn't get anything Marvel related, not a movie, not anything. This was the first big Marvel show. We knew it was going to have a movie budget. Dude, I stayed up 2 a.m. to see every episode drop. Then I would see the timeline online, always talking about WandaVision and what was going on. The cliffhangers at every episode. Quicksilver, Fox X-Men's coming out. This is happening. This is happening. Some stuff did, some stuff didn't. I think I love WandaVision a lot more for the event and the community, because I feel like it was one of the last times as a Marvel fan base, we all kind of got together and we're like, this is exciting. And then things went downhill, a lot. So I really enjoyed WandaVision. It has its issues. I feel like it was the early signs of a lot of flaws we were going to see in the MCU shows. But to me, this was an event. I think it's still one of the better Disney Plus shows. And it was also just like the TV sitcom thing that they did from black and white to different eras. I think it was definitely good. I've seen some people already go all over the board. Some people are at A's, some people are throwing C's. It's so interesting to hear what you guys think. Some people throwing in C. So yeah, so far this is what I think, and hopefully I explained well why I feel that way. Okay, let's get into. You know what? I'm just gonna get this out the way. You guys know I'm a big animation fan. I like animated stuff. What If, in a weird way, was kind of a letdown for me, because I thought it was such a cool idea to do a What If series. Even if it was animated, I was like, okay, it's animated, whatever. But the What If brand has always been an interesting one for me in the comics, seeing like the What If stories and whatnot. And it was so cool that they were going to do What If stories only specifically to the MCU. The biggest thing that brought this thing back for me is that they made it a connected show. So I thought it was going to be anthology. I thought it was like, oh, what if Black Panther was Star-Lord? Okay, that could have been its own episode. They did its own thing. It's interesting. But as you watch season 1, all these stories from random universes and random what if scenarios, they build up to their Avengers event. It's a connected thing, and the Beyonder's going to get attacked by this Age of Ultron thing. I was like, I get maybe why that's kind of cool, but I would rather just see the anthology. Just make it on its own. Just have it done. That's really what's bothering me, and why I haven't even checked out season 2. I heard some stuff in season 2 is good, but once I start seeing the stuff that like, oh, Agent Carter's teams up with this character from this episode, from that episode, I'm like, why can't we just enjoy random anthology things and interesting scenarios, you know? So I don't know. I'm between B and a C right now because there are some cool episodes and some animation is not that bad and things like that. But I just hate the connected nature of it, where it's like, let it be an anthology. Why do people hate anthologies? Even Goosebump on Disney Plus was an anthology. It had to be a connected thing. Why do people hate anthologies now, man? Let's bring them back. I'm gonna say C. Sorry. I know some of y'all love What If and it's peak, but this is the stance I'm taking. Make it an anthology, man. The dislike button on this thing is going to be crazy on this video. I'm so sorry. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Okay, let's move on here. So, moving on. Let me see. Which one do I want to do next? Do I want to trash again or do I want to praise? Okay, well, let's do one I don't feel people get a lot to talk about. Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This was another one where I was definitely curious. Okay, we had gotten rid of Captain America in the MCU. He's an old man now. He's doing whatever he's doing, whether he's alive or dead. This show was going to be the transition for Sam Wilson to accept that he deserves the shield and whatnot. There's a lot of things I love about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think there's some powerful stuff in there that people hate to talk about, and they call it woke and whatnot, when I just think it's really good storytelling. That entire speech with Isaiah Bradley about they will never let a black man be Captain America. Like, I hate people who like, oh, that's woke. I don't want my politics. This guy's literally named Captain America. How do you not expect some politics to be part of it? But that speech I found great. Then there's some of the negative things about Falcon and Winter Soldier I don't enjoy, like the villain, the girl villain they had in there. It was not it. I felt like they just did not do that right. They didn't make it work in a way. They should have just had Wyatt Russell as Dark Captain America as the villain the entire time. I mean, he literally does something unspeakable that I remember shocked all of us when that episode dropped. When he takes that Captain America shield and kills somebody with it, bro. That was some epic stuff. And I remember that being a lot of conversations. And then they just kind of breeze by it. And it's like, no, but this girl over here is actually the villain. And we're going to also make you sympathize with her. I'm like, okay, whatever. And the fight scene with Bucky and Falcon against Wyatt Russell was really awesome. The other thing I didn't like the speech at the end. I felt like that didn't work as well when Captain America Sam Wilson, he's finally got the awesome suit that they're going to change in his solo movie, which I'm so pissed because I love the suit he has in this show. The speech he gave at the end, I was like, a little preachy, it doesn't come. You don't feel like Captain America right now. If this Steve Rogers would never give a speech like this. So, it was like, it wasn't working as well. But overall, I really liked it. I'm going B. I thought it was really good. There's some flaws in it, but it made me excited to see him as Captain America, and I'm looking forward to Captain America 4. I just hate that there's so much things like Hulk related stories, all that. Like, give him a story. Let Hulk have his villains with Red Hulk and all that. Give Captain America something more. All right. What am I gonna do next? Let's just I'm gonna do Hawkeye. I feel like this is kind of a show where you actually just have to be a Marvel hater to hate it. Like, this show was kind of fun, was enjoyable. It's not a masterpiece. It's not amazing, but this was fun. You got to have the vibe around you. It came out during the Christmas time. They had some cool promos. Hawkeye in here doing what he does best. I feel like Hawkeye's best stuff is in this Disney Plus show where he's in New York City, using his bow and arrows, doing a mission from his Ronin days. The way they even tied it into his family history with his wife in there. The introduction of Kate Bishop, Haley Steinfeld, which that might be why I'm simping over Hawkeye. Haley Steinfeld is gorgeous, but you also had Lucky the dog in there. The Yelena cameo was fun. The only drawbacks I had is the use of Kingpin in here. I just felt like he didn't fit. Didn't work out as well as I wanted. The Kingpin stuff in there. Awesome fight scene between him and Kate Bishop where he freaking blows Kingpin up and whatnot. There was also, I'm trying to think of like what other things I didn't like about it. Like, some people are saying Hawkeye F, really? Like, I thought this was like an innocent, fun show. It was self-contained. It's honestly one of the ones I would actually rewatch just because it felt fun. It felt breezy, and I like the Christmas vibe. To me, I'm giving C. I thought it was enjoyable. I thought it was fine. I see so much hate for it, but I was like, yes. To me, it was enjoyable. It was very enjoyable. All right, let's get another banger out of the way too. That's going to be an obvious one. Let's talk about Loki. Loki, I think, is the only one that proves this Marvel MCU experiment was probably a good idea, and they did have something amazing on their hands. What Loki did, not only in terms of the cinematic universe, but on Disney Plus, I think is going to not be replicated again. They're going to continue to try and hit the strides and the glory that was Loki seasons 1 and 2, and it's just not going to happen. But season 1, I thought was phenomenal. The introduction of the TVA was so interesting. Episode by episode, they kept the plot moving forward. They'd introduce a mystery and sometimes just solve it right then and there. Owen Wilson as Mobius, so much fun. The way they even flipped Loki's character, and they have like that scene where they show what his future was going to be like, eventually dying at the hands of Thanos and all this stuff. And Tom Hiddleston's performance is amazing. I thought with season 2, they ruined it because the first couple episodes, I'm like, this doesn't feel as grand or as special. But by the time you get to the end of season 2, it makes parts 1 and 2 flow so nicely together, have a nice self-contained story. And I'm going to say it, Loki's story arc ends way better than what they're doing with Chris Hemsworth Thor. I love Chris Hemsworth as Thor. What they did with him in Love and Thunder and where they're taking his character, I'm not excited for it. Okay, he's got an adoptive daughter, the named Love and Thunder. He's just a goofball now that doesn't take anything seriously. Thor has been one of the characters in the MCU that's gone through so much tragedy, so much loss, so much pain, and he's just a joke now. Loki and his ending here, sitting on the throne, Loki, the king of stories and all that. Oh, yeah, this is sorry, I just dropped it there. This is S tier for me. I'm putting it up there. I think Loki really proved what Marvel is capable of when they sit down and focus on story first, having a little bit of fun thrown in there. And that's like the only show that actually brought some repercussions, I thought, into the MCU, other than WandaVision with like making Scarlet Witch evil. Loki actually was like TVA, all that, universes. It did a lot. It did a lot. Okay, let's move on here. Secret Invasion, baby. There was so much potential here. I remember when Kevin Feige announced Secret Invasion, he said they thought about making this a movie, that it could have been its own event film, kind of like an Avengers style thing. And they had set up the Skrulls, and the Skrulls to me have always been interesting characters because they shapeshift and they could be a hero and all that. There's so much potential for what you could have done with Secret Invasion, and even like Nick Fury in the beginning of the show was showing so much emotion and was trying to get back into like, man, I was dusted away for 5 years. It was the scaredest I've ever been. They gave him a Skrull wife. Nick Fury was clapping green cheeks, and I was jealous. You wouldn't want to clap green cheeks? You'd be lying to me if you said no, man. So it did some, but quickly went off the rails. It just like bad writing after bad writing, dumb character decision, wasting Maria Hill. I forget the other Skrull's name in there. Wasted him. They didn't even have us on the edge of our seat of like, oh, who's a Skrull? Who's not a Skrull? Never did I feel that watching this show. A minute Rhodey came up and he's like, oh, he's the only high profile character in here. It would be a shock if Rhodey wasn't a Skrull. So much confusion, so much dumb. This was a real disappointment. I was hoping for Winter Soldier days. Talos, thank you. But we did not get that. I'm debating between F and D. Honestly, it did start off strong where I thought it could have been a D if it just stayed that momentum. I even like the bad guy they had in there. I thought he was cool and had a great reason to be an enemy for Nick Fury. Oh, there we go. No, I just remembered why it's an F. Why would you give a character the power of every hero and then just let them fart off into the wind? Why is that interesting to us? Why do you think that's going to make us jump up and down and go, oh my God, she has the arm of Drax and the arm of Winter Soldier? Oh my God, this lady is crazy. That was so stupid. I was pissed. Sorry. I couldn't believe it, man. I was befuddled. I was befuddled with that ending. I hated that ending. So, you know what? That made it go to the F list for me. All right. Let's talk about one that's going to be hard for me because I don't even know where I'm going to put it. Moon Knight. This is another show where I'm 50-50 on stuff. There's a lot of great things in Moon Knight. There's a lot of things in Moon Knight where I'm like, not only is it shot beautifully, and you have Oscar Isaac, who I think is a great actor, Moon Knight in himself is an interesting character. And this is one of those characters where they really mess with the origin and the way the power works. But I thought they did it better. I know there's Moon Knight fans out there, and maybe it's because I never read a Moon Knight comic in my life, so I'm okay with them changing it. But the way they did it with the schizophrenia and like multiple personalities, where each personality gets their own costume, gets their own like kind of personality to go with it, I love that idea. I just hate that they baited us with that third personality that we'll never see now. No word of a Moon Knight season 2. I doubt they're making it. They're saying they're going to make a Midnight Suns movie out there, but this was one of those shows that presented the problem of not concluding the story you brought to us. That happens a lot in these Disney Plus shows. Is you bring us a story, you have us hooked in with a carrot all the way through, you rush the finale and leave us on a cliffhanger. And we don't know if we're getting season 2. We don't know if we're getting the rest of that story. And that's kind of what did piss me off about Moon Knight, is that that's just a character they didn't have time to develop, didn't have time to go into. I was also a little bit bothered by all the action scenes that were cut out by the third personality. You know, those moments where it's like, and he's like just defeated every guy. That was cool for like 2 or 3 scenes. When you started relying on that, and then you never gave us the payoff of flashing back to those scenes and seeing what went down, it felt like a cop-out. Other than that, I did like the supporting characters in here. I want to see Moon Knight come back. Like, he's badass. Like, his fight scenes, ooh, they were cool. So there's enough in there where I am happy with it, but see, like, I'm caught in between here. All right, you're gonna hate me. I'm saying C. I'm saying C. It just some of the negatives just outweigh it for me, but Moon Knight is definitely dope. I do want to see more Moon Knight. I just felt like this is definitely one of those shows that had that Disney Marvel MCU pattern that did not follow through. That did not follow through, in my opinion. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a toughie now. This is gonna be a toughie now. Y'all are gonna hate me. Geez. These are the the ones I was avoiding talking about. I don't want to get into them. Okay. All right. Let's just get into a controversial one. I like She-Hulk. Burn him, get rid of him, smack him. Let me finish. But this show is extremely flawed, and I kind of understand why it pissed off a lot of people. A lot of the reason I think I like She-Hulk is because She-Hulk was always a character I was interested in, even before, again, YouTube, all these MCU movies. I always liked She-Hulk as a character. I read a comic or two of her, and I thought she was fascinating. I thought she was a lot of fun as the cousin Hulk and whatnot, and what she could have been capable of. I remember when She-Hulk got announced, that's the show that had me the most excited. Not Moon Knight, not Miss Marvel. It was She-Hulk. I was like, oh, dude, the potential for this show. I watch a lot of SVU, Law and Order type shows. If you do that, you could have a little funny tone. Every episode, do something random in there, and she has to also Hulk out and punch out. It could be good. The problem is they got preachy. And that's been a big, like, sore subject for a lot of crybabies in the MCU that scream MCU. They hate that. And there's nothing wrong with women power. I'm all for women power and all that, and her, you do you, girl. But when every episode was just like poking fun, trying to poke the bear into getting attention, it just didn't make it fun for people like me that already like you and already want you to succeed. It's like, you don't have to prove anything to those crybabies. Just do a good show. And that's one thing that did kind of like irk me, where I was like, dude, all this stuff about like, oh, this guy and that guy. I'm like, let's move on. Smash Daredevil. I'm happy for you. I'd smash him too if I could. Those Daredevil fight scenes were awesome. The supporting characters in there were really fun. I forget the name of the guy, Josh Segura, I think it's his name. He was also in Scream 6. He was a lot of fun. They talk about all the white guys in here were evil. Not him. He was a delight. He was a real sweet guy. Even the boss letting She-Hulk twerk. If you were against She-Hulk twerking, my friend, dude, I play that back every day just for a little motivation. So it is fun, but it was definitely flawed. I think they ruined the potential in there. I think they made She-Hulk into a public enemy. Although I enjoy it, and especially also like with the Wrecking Crew, they messed up those costume designs and all that. I feel like there could have been more in there. If they make a season 2, I'd be down. I would just want it to be, and even also like the Abomination stuff. That also left me disappointed. It's not that I wanted Abomination to be a bad guy again, but it's also like, man, all these years of us wondering where the Abomination is he in prison? Then he's there, and it's just kind of like, oh, he's just reformed and he's off in the background somewhere there. I'm like, it's just not satisfying. So I'm going to put it as a D, knowing there's definitely a lot of flaws and it's not that great. But there are things in there I enjoy and had fun with. The Wong cameos and all that. I am not a hater of the show at all, but I'm understanding of what happened. Yeah. So, yeah. The twerking was unexpected, but kind of. I get you, buddy. I get you. All right. Last two shows in here. Since Echo's the most recent, I'll wait to do that. Let's do Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel's another toughy one for me because I like Kamala Khan, the actress Iman Vellani, way more than I like the Miss Marvel show as a whole. As a whole, shit, that sounded, sorry, misspoke. As a whole, someone's gonna take that out of context. My bad. But Kamala Khan is such a delight. She's such a fun character. She got me really excited for what they're gonna do with her and popping her up. And after she showed up in the Marvels, she was the best part of the Marvels. Okay, after they put her on the screen and everybody loved her, they're not giving her Disney Plus show anymore. They're making sure she's a movie star, and I was there because her energy is infectious. It's a lot of fun, and I was liking a lot of the Miss Marvel show. But there's two slumpy episodes where they go into a foreign country and then they involve, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I guess it's the Kree. Was it the Kree? They try to touch upon like her ancestors and where the Bengals come from. All of that took away. When you were doing stuff of her learning her powers, getting used to them, saving her own people in the city, and basically doing stuff like that, that's where you had me. It sucks that Miss Marvel fell into that rut, that freaking Moon Knight, Falcon Winter Soldier, all these other shows where they don't get their superhero costume till the final episode. They don't get to fight the big bad till the final episode. We don't get the answers of everything till the final episode, and you have to rush through all that. So I really just happy the Miss Marvel show happened because I enjoy Kamala Khan as a character and I want to see more of her, even if she's going to turn into a mutant in the X-Men. Yes, do that. Go ahead, Feige. I give you full permission. But I was just kind of okay on Miss Marvel. I didn't like it as much as other people. I'm just gonna give it a C right there. Now this is what's gonna be a tough one. I know a lot of people enjoy Echo. I got a lot of y'all in the comments, and trust me, some of y'all were hurting my feelings in the comments of my review for Echo. It was making it not fun to review these Disney Plus shows anymore. But maybe it's because it's the most recent one out of all these shows now that I have seen. I've watched the pattern. I've seen it. There was so much hopes I had for this show. One, I wasn't even interested in the Echo character after Hawkeye. I thought she was a nothing nobody that didn't deserve a Disney Plus series because they did nothing interesting with her. Then she just shot Kingpin at the end of the show. I was like, okay, great, really cool. But episode 1 of Echo did change my mind on that. I was like, oh, I love the bloody violence. I like the darker tone. The fight choreography in here is really nice. I'm even enjoying Maya more. But the MCU-isms in here that made it feel more like a Disney Plus show than like on Netflix show with like with the stuff involving like the flashbacks and all that to her heritage. I like that they gave Native American representation in there. Some people keep misinterpreting that and call me racist, which hurts my feelings because I'm not. I just thought they didn't make it handle well and blend in that part of the story with then the street crime element of it. I think the show would have worked way better if it was more grounded. If Echo didn't even really have powers, just let her be kind of a really great fighter through her history of being raised by Wilson Fisk, or keep it more ambiguous. I feel like the manifesting of the glowing hands and then her like doing this like glowy thing to like get inside Kingpin's mind didn't work. And also, I'm not loving how they're making Kingpin less and less of a threat. He's just turning into a crying baby on screen when I'm like, Daredevil was able to show an emotional side to Kingpin, show us why he can like love Vanessa, have a soft side. But if you mess with him or if you do something dirty, Kingpin will choke you out, will ruin you. I don't get those vibes from this Kingpin. He just gets pushed around. They didn't do enough to explain why he even likes Maya that much. Like, I get it's his adoptive daughter, but I just felt like, didn't do it as well. And also, even like the rated R tone after the first episode and a couple other scenes, the radar tone didn't even feel that more dramatic than like when in Falcon and Winter Soldier, Wyatt Russell killed the guy with the Captain America shield. Like, it's about as violent as this show got at times. I don't know, a lot of potential there, and I'm curious where they take it. a lot of people that like it, there's a reason they dropped the whole thing at once. There's a reason they created a whole new banner under this. And they also cut a whole episode out of this thing. They've never made a 5-episode series. This thing was supposed to be 6 episodes, but they were like, yeah, let's just save the VFX budget a little bit, cut it out. I think that Echo is just more proof of the sloppiness that MCU has gotten. Are there great things in there? Yes. I like Maya, fight choreography, darker tone. I for sure understand why people dig it. But to me, it was a bit of a letdown, and I just kind of expect better from them. So that's where I'm putting it right there. So this is my tier list ranking right here. You can agree, disagree with me. It's totally fine. I understand. Again, this is what makes our opinions happen. I'm of the opinion again that I'm just kind of tired of these Marvel shows. I'd rather them just not even be a thing anymore. I'd rather them stick to the movies. If you still want to put stuff on your platform, just do the special presentations. A lot of these shows you can condense down to an hour and a half without all the filler and little things like that, and it would be so much better. Like Echo literally could have been a straight to streaming 1 hour, 30-minute movie. Probably would have been a lot better, and I would have enjoyed it a lot more. Same for like Miss Marvel and all this other stuff. And I feel like you would save money, but then you wouldn't have the week to week a lot of these shows do of people talking about and subscribing. And yeah, so that's my thoughts on it right there. Hopefully you guys are okay with that. But yeah, let me just go into some of the super chatty questions we got here and have some fun. Thank you guys for being civil about that. I know I was complaining about some of y'all being mean, but most of y'all were actually very nice, even if you disagreed with me, and that's nice of y'all. Okay, let's get into this. It says, "Hi Chris, good luck with the stream. What are your initial thoughts on the Monarch finale?" Oh yeah, so I just talked about that. I thought it was an awesome finale. I'm glad they did end it with a Godzilla battle. Even if it wasn't that long, what we did get of it made for some really cool shots. I'm already seeing people online make edits because at one point Godzilla has like his hands by his shoulders, like an angry mom going, "What's going on in here?" But the fight scene was cool. I like the new lore they added on Hollow Earth and how it affects time in our world and all the little twists and turns it takes. Monarch was good. I'm curious if they'll continue it or if they're kind of just done there. Hey, Chris, you are awesome. Well, you're awesome too, Christopher Pringles or Pringle. That's actually a cool name, man. Pringle. Andrew Garrett sends in a super chat. Appreciate the support right there, my friend. Mr. Superwolf says, "Where did you get your Blue Beetle sweater?" I got this from Hot Topic, and it glows in the dark. Can y'all see? Can y'all see if it glows? No, it doesn't show. It glows in the dark, and it's so cool because I'll go to the bathroom before I turn on the lights. I look at the mirror, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm Blue Beetle. I'm the Beetle." Oh, I love it. Yeah, Hot Topic. It should probably still be in stock. Do you think Shrek 5 will get a popcorn bucket? Oh, it better. But what would the popcorn bucket be? Would it just be like Shrek's head and you open it from his little ears? That could be something. Donkey's butt would make a great popcorn bucket. Grab from the tail and eat out of the butt. Other than that, what would make a good popcorn bucket for Shrek? His swamp would be kind of cool. I don't know if you would make that a popcorn bucket. I guess it depends what the plot is, but yeah, I hope so, man. The popcorn bucket stuff is already happening, man. I saw Mean Girls started off the year strong. I don't know if you saw this. Let me look it up. Mean Girls popcorn. I'm not really having interest to see the movie, so unfortunately, you can check out Chris Stuckman's review if you want. I think he reviewed it. I love the original Mean Girls too, by the way, but I had no interest in the musical one. But they turned the Burn book. If you've seen Mean Girls, you know that this is the book where Regina like writes all the gossip and tea. They turned that into a popcorn bucket, and I was like, dang, 2024 popcorn buckets. They're starting strong. I love when they do creative things like this because it's like, yeah, they could have just done the simple thing of doing a random, cylinder popcorn bucket. The Burn book in there, yeah. And I've already seen people tweet, "I'm not putting popcorn in there. They putting the ganja in there." Oh my goodness. You need Jesus. All right. Sue Storm was cast today, apparently. Hope you're good. Was she really? Oh, I saw that. It's not official. It's what we've been hearing. I know who you're talking about. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Vanessa Kirby. Yeah, it's been said that she's most likely going to end up being Sue Storm. I'm fine with that. I liked her in Mission Impossible. I don't think I've seen anything else of her so far. But yeah, we've been hearing for months, along with Pedro Pascal, that she'll be Sue Storm. I'm good with that. I like her. I'm sure she'll be good. I just want to see the whole cast finally announced. I'm tired of the speculation, man. I'm tired of it. But yeah, Mr. Chris, I hopped up my card for you. I hopped up my card for you. Well, I appreciate it, Wasab. That's so nice of you, and you're the best, man. You the best. Or woman. You know. Chris, why can't Marvel put out amazing series on Disney Plus as the level of Loki, WandaVision, Moon Knight? I miss the MCU puts out amazing movies, but it's just mid movie after mid movie. I think it's just because Kevin Feige has stretched himself too thin. Kevin Feige definitely had a plan and knew where he was going. I think he for sure still has a plan, but I just don't think he has the time to keep his eyeballs on all these projects, polish them, do what's right, make sure they're good. There's just too much stuff going on, and I feel like that's what led to the dip in quality. He's not there to do the what is it? Quality control on it anymore. That's what I think it's got to be. So I want them to hold back. You know, I even saw Ironheart is a show that they like finished, they filmed, but they shelved it. Right now, Ironheart does not have a release date, and I don't know if they're going to release it. Who knows? Well, they probably will because they filmed it, right? But you know, they're reevaluating things. I'll just tell you this: it's not that what Marvel is putting out is garbage. I don't think Echo was garbage. I don't think it was like trash and nothing. I just think it's okay. It was all right. It was decent. But when you have too many all right, okay, decent movies in a row, the excitement is gone. Right? Like Ant-Man Lost, Quantumania, Miss Marvel, the Marvels, I mean, and now Echo and all that. It's just people going, you can't build a franchise on, we need the hype back. And I think Fantastic Four is one of those things that can get the hype back. Deadpool 3 will be one of those things. But right now, not a lot of other stuff is bringing that hype. Any news on Saw 11? Not so far, my friends. We just know it's happening. It's coming. They have a release date for this October, so they better start filming like within the next month or two if they want to hit that release date. I'm just curious of the story. Is John Kramer coming back? Is Cecilia actually going to be the villain again? A lot of high hopes, but like I said, we've done this before where we had a great Saw movie and then the sequel was trash, and then we soft reboot things with a weird spin-off story. So we'll see. I hope it's good, though. I'm excited. I can't believe I'm actually excited. 11 Saw movies in, and I'm still like, yeah, baby, give me more. Wouldn't mind if Mia Goth kicked and yelled at me. I get you, buddy. I get you. Some of us feel that way, too. And I wanted to make jokes like that, but I don't want to make light of someone who actually got hurt. But yeah, I think a lot of people online wouldn't mind it if Mia Goth did that to them. Let's see. Chris, when a movie dives heavily into its messages, does the movie become unwatchable like Barbie and the meaning of what it means to be human? I haven't seen that last movie that you talked about. I wouldn't say unwatchable. I guess it just depends on your audience, man. Because like with Barbie, it didn't get to the point where like I rolled my eyes and I was like, oh, you're just preaching at me. But I just felt like the message they were throwing is something I obviously can't relate to that much. I'm not a woman. I didn't grow up playing Barbies. Shut up. No, I didn't. Okay. But I remember seeing the reactions on TikTok and other women reviews from women who like really connected with those speeches, what the messages were throwing out. And who am I to deny that from you? I think it was just kind of like She-Hulk, where they're purposely catering to an audience that doesn't care about you. It's like, how about you cater to the audience that already wants to watch you? It's like, yeah, make fun of them 2-3 times, do it every episode repeatedly over and over. People who like you are then going to get bored of it. It's like, I guess you only care about them. I mean, we're here too. It's kind of my feeling on it. I don't know. It's a hard line to ride preachy and get your message out. I think messages are important in movies. All movies have messages, whether you like to believe it or not. And so it's just a matter of how hard you hit the nail on the head, I think. That's just my stance. Chris, the motive for Scream 7 was people need to stop praising serial killers. That's what was rumored online. That'd be interesting. I'm not gonna lie. You guys know, big Scream fan. I love Scream. I love Ghostface. Recently, with all that Spyglass, firing Melissa Barrera, no Jenna Ortega, not finishing out that trilogy, it made me really sad and not like want to continue on. But I'm not gonna lie. It's Scream. It's Ghostface. I'm gonna be there to watch it. But I just don't know what you could do story-wise that gets me interested. Because also, like, the motive and the killers have been the weakest part of the last 2 Scream movies. Although I really like the motive for Scream 5, and I think that's cool, some people thought it was stupid and dumb. And then Scream 6 definitely had like the weakest reveal and motive of the entire franchise. It feels like they put so much effort into everything else, and they're like, all right, we could just repeat the formula for the revealing killer. Let's not do anything new. Whatever the motive is, I just want the story to be good. It's hard to say what could be, the next big thing, but we'll see. Spyglass is still going to want to continue, and it feels like it's going to be a complete reboot with like nobody from the previous movies coming back. Who knows, man? Who knows? Hey, Chris, are you still down for doing a cameo on one of our films? Psycho Image Films is our YouTube channel. Check it out. Okay, I will check it out, my friends. I have seen you DM me. Sorry, just get busy, especially with the holidays just finishing up. I'll definitely check that out, my friend. Thank you so much for your support. Yeah, you streamed the day before my birthday. Well, happy early birthday, Deadshot. I hope you have a good one, man. Take care of yourself. Do good. Enjoy it. No crying on your birthday. All right. This is my third time emailing you. Hopefully this time it doesn't go to spam. Please don't forget. I love this videos. Oh, God. Email me or super chatting me, man. I'll check my email. I haven't gotten an email from no Malachi Gunstari, but I'll check, my friend. I'll check, my friend. I'm sorry. The 50 webs of Madam. Yeah, see, with that promo they were having right there, I was like, oh, Madam Web, you's working your magic. You's working your magic. Yeah, they definitely knew what they were doing with those promos. I am confused with Monarch ending. Takes place after they came back. Well, yeah, okay, so I don't want to get too much into it, but this time dial, time it's like Interstellar, okay? They basically did what Interstellar did. You spend a certain amount of time here, much more time goes by over there. They were still down there for a day. Time moved quickly. I don't know how much else to put it out there without spoiling too much, but yeah, it just only one day went by instead of like the week or the other couple months for that other character. I'm not doing great at this. Let's move on. Moon Knight and Loki better rank high, or so help me, boy. What did I do? Moon Knight and Loki better rank? I did Moon Knight kind of in the mid category, which was C. I'm sorry. I get it though. I get the love for Moon Knight. He's such a dope character, so much potential, and they did so many cool things in there. But like I said, some of the stuff that held it back for me is why it wasn't as high. That was my opinion. Jay stream before my birthday. Oh, again, happy birthday, my friend. Did you see the Michael Jackson biopic date? Yeah, so the Exorcist movie that was going to come out next year, April 2025. Now that we don't know when it's coming out or what they're doing, that since David Gordon Green dropped out as director, the Michael Jackson movie jumped in there. And that's a tough movie to talk about. I'm going to be so curious how they go about it. So we know the Michael Jackson estate is approving and making the movie. So they're going to do their best to make their, relative look good on screen, but they still said they're going to address the allegations. They're going to touch upon all that stuff. I'm curious. Me personally, because I wasn't there. I don't know anything. I grew up loving Michael Jackson. Okay. I listened to Smooth Criminal, all his music so much growing up. My dad was a big fan, so he always had it playing around the house. There was a weird point where I was like obsessed with Michael Jackson, reading about his life, learning how he got started, watching all his music videos. I don't even watch music videos to this day. For Michael Jackson, he had like a spell on me, man. I was just like, I love the dude. So it broke my heart when hearing those allegations, and I've even seen the documentaries of the things he supposedly did, and it just makes you teeter-totter on like what's real, what's not. All I know is I'm going to see the movie, and I'm going to be very curious the way they play things out. But yeah, I can't moonwalk. You guys ever see Chris Stuckman? I think Chris Stuckman once put out a video where he's like an actual Michael Jackson dancer. He can dance like Michael Jackson. He does like the moonwalk and everything. I was like, oh, Chris Stuckman, I didn't know you had that in you. I do not have the moves like Mr. Michael Jackson, unfortunately. Thoughts on Stephen Yeun leaving the Thunderbolts? That was interesting. When Stephen Yeun, okay, so if you guys didn't hear, because it was kind of old, so that's why I didn't even put it on Side Flick. So Stephen Yeun, really great actor. I mean, he's the reason I stopped watching The Walking Dead, because once his character was gone, lost all interest, lost it all. But he was supposed to be what's his name, Sentry in the Thunderbolts. It was like everybody knew it. Everybody knew he was going to end up playing Sentry, which is like this super powerful MCU character. So excited to see how that was going to be portrayed. And then he dropped out. He decided, I don't want to do it. And I had so many conspiracy theories in my mind, because that's just all I do, about why he dropped out. Part of me was like, did Marvel actually fire him? Because You guys might not be chronically online like I am, which I don't recommend it. Go touch grass, guys. It's better for you. But I remember a couple months back, sometime last year, he was getting canceled for some unflattering comments he made on a podcast. And when I say canceled, I mean Twitter canceled, where it like really has no effect. Just people being mad at him because he was like defending some sort of abuser and stuff. And so my conspiracy mind was like, oh, they just had the Jonathan Majors situation. Maybe they want to let go of him before the cancellation gets bigger and this and that. It later came out and said it was his choice, that during the writer's strike, he just thought to himself, yeah, I just don't want to do this. I lost interest. I don't want to be part of this. And that changes my mind on everything, on my conspiracy theory I had, because it's like he probably saw the Jonathan Majors situation happen. And he's like, well, I would hate for fans always to be digging into my stuff. I had that happen in this podcast. If I play a Marvel character, eyes are constantly on me. These comic book fans are vicious. They're going to dig up every word, everything I say. Is this worth it? I could just continue doing my small little movies or my TV shows, live a happy, normal life, and no one's going to bug me. I wonder if that's what it is. Or it could be he saw that comic book movies are dying. You know, last year we saw really big that people are just not whatchamacallit, watching comic book movies as much as they're used to. He might just also feel embarrassed, you know? I can imagine there's some of that in Hollywood right now. Everybody makes fun of Marvel movies, whether you're Christopher Nolan, Martin Scorsese. They don't particularly love these films. So it's like, maybe I could be doing something better with my time, more respectable. But, you know, yeah. He said scheduling conflicts, yes. But you also have to remember he scheduled this a long time ago and all that. Well, he came out and said, he's like, comments were like, it just didn't feel like I wanted to do it anymore. I'd still hope to be in a Marvel movie someday. I don't know. We'll see. I am devastated though he's not gonna be part of it, because I did like him and I wanted to see. But now I'm curious who they get. You know, people are saying that maybe Ryan Gosling now or somebody else. We'll see. We shall see. But I was kind of sad to see him go. I was definitely sad to see him go. All right, let's see. 28 years later sequel should be 28 hours. You know, that might be a good idea. That might be exactly what they're, well, they said no. They said the next movie would be called 28 years later. But that might be the way to go with it. Because, you know, I was joking. If they continue this pattern, next movie's 28 decades and then 28 centuries, movie set in the far future with zombies. I think that'd be cool. But maybe they go the prequel route. Maybe they start 28 years, then they go months, then they end it with hours and they show you day one. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't made 28 hours. Yeah, that would be a cool idea. That would definitely be a cool idea. They need to make like 8 to 10 episodes with 50-minute runtime. Stop rushing these shows and have it lack at the end. Yeah, my main thinking of why they don't do it as much, I definitely think it's a budgetary thing. And how much they expand out their VFX workers. I think a lot of the times when they cut stuff, it's not because it's boring or they don't think it works. I just think it's because they don't have it in their budget to finish some of that stuff. So it just has to go. Like I saw people were pulling up screenshots from old Echo trailers where there's a whole fight scene at an airport that's just not part of the show anymore. Like they scrapped it, they got rid of it. You got to think that must have been expensive to rotoscope and CGI, put in this, do that. And they're like, yeah, if we just get rid of this, we save 3 months of work. That's what I think a lot of the times why stuff gets cut is because they just don't have the VFX time or the workers to do it. Which Marvel show had the best and worst finale? Ooh, that's a good one. Okay, the best finale, Loki season 2. No doubt about it. Loki, just counting the Disney Plus MCU shows, Loki season 2, best. In my opinion, that ending, so great. If that's where they leave off Loki's character forever, it's a perfect ending from where he started to where he ended. I love it. I love it. The worst. I was pissed with the Moon Knight ending, honestly. I saw a lot of people loved it. I was pissed. I thought it was so short. They teased us with that third personality we never got to see, but I was pissed with that finale. I'm trying to think of like, well, but I don't know if that's the worst. I can't say that's the worst. What would be the worst? I'm trying to think. Let me pull up the shows again. The worst finale. I don't think WandaVision was the worst. I definitely don't think Falcon Winter Soldier. She-Hulk, you got, even if you hated She-Hulk, She-Hulk had a pretty fun finale with the Kevin Feige bot and all the fourth wall breaking and all that. Oh, I guess I'd go Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion, definitely. What they did there with that big boss battle and the girl getting all those superpowers, all that, and just talk about doing something so major and game-changing in your cinematic universe. Not only did like almost nobody see it, but it just pissed so many people off. in my opinion. I don't know. So I'm gonna go Secret Invasion was the worst. That'd be my opinion. That'd be my opinion. Chris, I finally caught the live stream. I want to tell you Scream One Cast is going to Kansas City Comic Con. If you didn't already know, ooh, that's nice. Kansas is kind of close to me. That'd be cool. Yeah, still, I already got my picture with all the cast, which is awesome. But yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. Just a reminder, Chris, to rank all the DCEU maybe as a list on Letterboxd. Okay, I could do that. I could do that on my Letterboxd, so be on the lookout for it. I'm 3C Films on Letterboxd. I'm on there. I'll add that to my list. Thank you so much, Critic A. We have Show El Muerto post-credit scene tweet, by the way, today. Oh, yeah. So if you guys didn't know, today was the release of El Muerto. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up. Chris Paca. So today we were supposed to get the release of El Muerto. It was scheduled to be released today of back when I can't believe this was a movie Sony wanted to do. It was going to be released today and all that. And I just can't imagine what the post-credit scene would have been like, how they would have tied it to Morbius, Venom, all these things with Bad Bunny. I think this movie's dead. It's not happening. But you can tell Bad Bunny was ready for this day because he had something. They leaked the post-credit scene of El Muerto, guys. You ready for this? I can't play the sound, but I'll be able to play what happened here. Hopefully, please load. Please load. Please load. Jeez, come on now. Don't do this to me. Okay. Oh, is that really what's going to happen? I don't want us to do this. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, everybody. Send me your Dragon Ball energy. The gods. This always happens when I live stream. It just doesn't want to load. I bet my live stream's also glitching out. My freaking internet's going out. Freaking thing, man. Maybe I need to close some tabs here. This just ruined the entire segment. One more time. One more time for the ladies. And there we go. Yep, that's not. And it might not even be my internet. Elon Musk has been doing some fishy things on freaking Twitter that like makes it not even work as good. Bro, come on. It's so embarrassing. The live stream is smooth as F. So it's not my internet then if the live stream is smooth. It's just okay, fine. Let me pull it up on where the thing is from and then I'll show it to you. Because it was on YouTube. But it'll give away where it's from. Okay, let me pull it up. Bad Bunny, Spider-Man. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to take the volume off, unfortunately, because it'll get copy striked. But here we go. This was released 12 days ago. 12 days ago by Bad Bunny, and you know how music videos go, artists go, stuff like this goes. They plan this stuff ahead of time. So back when he thought he was gonna get El Muerto released and it was gonna come out this week, he planned this music video to release with freaking El Muerto. And look at the little cameo we get in here. Right here. That's the freaking Toby suit, man. He freaking put the Toby suit in there. Again, this video was released 12 days ago. He was ready for the world to be, it's El Muerto time. This was gonna be a big thing with the El Muerto movie, but it never happened. So we just have this random cameo, El Muerto. That's what he's trying to be right now. He's trying to kill himself, El Muerto. But then da 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 da. It's so random. Why is that in here? So I took that little snippet of the of this music video he released and I put it on Twitter like, oh, the post-credit scene leak, because who else? I'm like, what even is this? And then look at it, like, then you just have Toby freaking playing pool. He saves Bad Bunny and then he gets to hang out with him. It's like, oh, ¿qué pasó, güey? ¿Qué está dando? Yeah, chacara, chacara, chacara. Look at this, look at this. Freaking Bad Bunny there with Toby Spider-Man. I don't know what freaking was happening here, but that's what was going to go down. And, people were like, even conspiracy theories were like, does that mean Toby Maguire was gonna show up in El Muerto? Was he gonna have a cameo? Because he's using the Toby suit. That looks like a high quality suit. Maybe he was actually gonna be part of the movie. Who knows, man? But yeah, the El Muerto. That's the cameo, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us a Halloween series, Disney. I'll watch. Yeah. Like the Halloween Town, I'd really rather them be a movie because I hate what they're doing with the Santa Claus series on Disney Plus. It is not fun. It's not that watchable. It's kind of just enemy. I'd rather. What's so wrong with making Disney original movies? As a kid, you would make them almost every month. You remember? Time for a Disney Channel original movie. This kid was the Luck of the Irish. I love the Luck of the Irish. You were releasing Disney Channel original movie every month. Why don't you just do that for Disney Plus? You already had that model built in. Why is it so hard for you now to do that on Disney Plus? I don't know. That's my thinking. But yeah, I need Halloween Town to come back. What is Madam Web rated, and what Nintendo franchise should get a movie next? Madam Web, I think, is PG-13. That's for sure. It's not rated R like Craven, although I wish. Nintendo franchise should get a movie next. I would go Metroid, right? Samus? That'd be the coolest thing. That's like built to be a movie. That would be really cool, whether animated or live action. Sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Patrick Star from that one SpongeBob. I don't remember that. Twinkle, twinkle. I remember a lot of songs from SpongeBob. I don't remember Twinkle, Twinkle, Patrick Star. That might be a newer thing. That's how much I'm boomer. Let's see. What do I remember? Gary, I'm sorry I neglected you. Oh, I never expected you to run away. It's the best day ever. What was another one? When I ripped my pants, when Big Little Larry used to put him down. SpongeBob. Yeah, what was another one? I gotta think of another song. What's another one that I threw? It's not a song, but like when he's having the rave in his house. Boom, boom, boom. What's another freaking song I have? I gotta put you on mute now. Thanks. Oh, the fun song. F is for friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me. What's it? I'm a goofy goober. Rah. Forget how that one goes. Put your toys away when I gotta play us in a way. No, freaking way. Is that it? What else is there? The campfire song? Oh, how does the campfire? Gather around the campfire and sing a little song. That's all I remember from the campfire. Oh, dude, Sweet Victory. Dun 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 dun. The winner takes all. That's the thrill of one more kill. The last one to fall. I just ruined my career. I'm sorry, guys. I see the live view count going down. All right, that's all the SpongeBob songs I know. Sorry, I don't know Twinkle Twinkle Patrick Star. But there we go. I just proved I was a SpongeBob fan. Okay. Hi, love your videos. Should try out Percy Jackson. Definitely isn't all of those Disney Plus shows bring me back to the days of the first Flash season. I am enjoying Percy Jackson. I'm having fun with it. I don't know why. I feel like something is missing in it. Walker Skullball is great. The cast is great. I'm really into Greek mythology, like a lot, since I love Hercules. I don't know. Something is missing in that show, or I feel like it's holding back on something, but I am enjoying it. I'm just kind of waiting for things to kind of like kick up a notch with the Percy Jackson show. But it's nice that they do have a show that isn't, how do I say it? That isn't just Marvel or Star Wars, because Disney Plus definitely needed something different. Chris, would love to see you talk Despicable Me 4. What do we have going on with that movie? I don't think there's been any news drops on it. I'll definitely talk about it. I did like the Victor short that they put out in front of Migration. That was a lot of fun. Some Looney Tunes vibes in that one. But yeah, when that trailer comes out and all that, I'll definitely talk about it. Yeah, I did see that Wonder Man leak. Let me, it was right before I went live. I could definitely show that on here. Let's see. Look at that. Still loading, guys. Sony got to me. They didn't want you to see the Bad Bunny El Muerto leak. Let's see. Daniel RPK. What the heck? In collaboration with DCU Leaks, I can report. Oh, what? Oh, this guy might be freaking Sentry. I like him. He's in Euphoria. He's a really good actor. That fits. All right, we'll see. DCU Leaks was right. Whenever he was the one that announced that they actually no, what did he announce? Yeah, he announced that the freaking Sentry was leaving, so he might have some credibility here. Interesting, interesting. Okay, yeah. So this is the Wonder Man leak. So if you guys didn't know, they're obviously still working on this Wonder Man show. Let me see if I can pull up who Wonder Man is for you. Wonder Man MCU. Pull that up for you. There's a show that we know they're having in the works. Wonder Man is a very powerful character that is also an actor in the MCU. So it's supposed to be taking place in LA. It was going to bring back the guy from like Iron Man 3. What was his name? Ben Kingsley. He, the Octa. He was also in Shang-Chi. Ralph Boner. What's his name? He played Jeffrey Dahmer. Why is his name escaping me? You know what I'm talking about, WandaVision. Ralph Boner. He was also going to be in there because he's an actor as well. And so we were like, okay, Wonder Man show. And Yahya Abdul-Mateen II was cast as Wonder Man, and now people found this leak where they are filming it outside, and here's kind of your first look of what the Wonder Man show is going to look like. Now, it's kind of weird that they have this promo out there. I wonder if it's going to be a thing where, since he's an actor in Hollywood, he's playing a character named Wonder Man in a movie, but then once he gets his powers and all that, that becomes his superhero identity too. You know what I'm talking about? I could see that definitely happening. But yeah, they caught them filming outside. Here's a look at kind of what you'll be seeing. You can kind of see the silhouette of Yahya Abdul-Mateen II. I loved him as Manta, Black Manta. It'll be cool to see him now jump into the Marvel MCU. But again, like, as much as I'm excited and I want to see this show, Disney Plus shows just let me down, man. I don't know if it's gonna be good. It just means I'm gonna have to review a show that I'm either gonna say I like or hate, and then just get a bunch of hate comments either way. It's not fun, man. It's not fun. I think you missed my super chat. Much love, Christo. Did I? Let me see here. I'm looking. As I thought it said that like you retracted it. I know which one you're talking about because I saw it coming up and then it said removed. I'll double check, my friend. I'll double check. I don't see it. What do you think would be a good replacement for Kang the Conqueror? Honestly, don't know. And like I said, putting all the Jonathan Major stuff aside, Kang was just not showing up as a big bad. And the way they went about introducing him, as much as I like the Loki series, that was a weird way to just kind of have him be introduced as the next big bad. And then Ant-Man Quantumania and getting schooled by Ant-Man is like, I don't know. I'll be fine, honestly, with whoever they get if they just make the Kang storyline more interesting, if they actually make it matter. But, it's still up in the air right now whether they're gonna continue with Kang and just replace the actor, or they're just gonna slightly shoehorn aside Kang and be like, the Beyonder's now the big bad, Have you heard the rumor that Ralph Boner is in Agatha? No, I haven't. But I'm sure that'll be nice. See, like Agatha, like she was a fun character, but I'm like, I just wish I was excited. Aubrey Plaza's in that show. I love Aubrey Plaza. I'm a simp for Aubrey, but I'm just not looking forward to that. I hope it's good, though. I hope it changes my mind and surprises me. I wasn't looking forward to Echo, but that show was watchable and decent. So maybe Agatha will actually be good. This is just a rumor, but what are your thoughts on Pixar doing a Cars 4? Yeah, I saw there was a news report the other day that said they were coming out with a new Cars project. And the interesting thing is Cars is like the most selling thing Disney has done. Like Cars sells so much merchandise that the merchandise sales for Cars outweighs what they make in the movies. So that's why they just keep cranking out Cars stuff. I'd be fine. I wasn't a big fan of the second movie. Honestly, didn't even check out the third movie. I don't even, was that good? I didn't. Cars 2 was the first Pixar movie I didn't like. I did not enjoy. So maybe not even see Cars 3. They had a cool trailer though. I remember that when Lightning McQueen was crashing out. So I still need to see that. But yeah, makes sense. Pixar said it themselves. They like doing original stuff, but they need money. And what gets money? Sequels. Excuse me. Bro, where did you get that sweater? Hot Topic. Hot Topic, my friends. If you want the Blue Beetle sweater, Hot Topic. It should probably still be in stock. Search a Blue Beetle. It'll be there. Creator of Walking Dead leaked it because he got told. Yeah, I saw that. Robert Kirkman. Yeah, about the Sentry. Thank you, Wasab. Thank you, Wasab, for the support there. So nice of you. Chris, give me a shout out. Love your content. Well, Billy Bug Entertainment, shout it out. You've been given the shout out. Chris, it's probably irrelevant. I've written Altira a Scream story, Green Lantern, Scream Forever, and hope one day you critique it on your channel. Oh, if they become big budget Hollywood productions, I definitely will, my friend. I definitely will. I've always supported fan films and things like that. I just don't talk about a lot of fan films because I've been online enough that sometimes the people who make the fan films turn out to be scummy people. I remember a long time ago, there was a Child's Play fan film called Charles. Everybody wanted me to talk about it. And then it turned out they were like taking money from fans. They weren't doing things right. So I would have felt terrible if I promoted this fan film, said, donate your money, it'll be cool. And then you've come to find out they stole your money. I'm like, oh, geez, no, I don't want that. But I think they resolved that issue. And then, like Spider-Man Lotus. Yeah, I was an outsider to Spider-Man Lotus. I was like, cool for them making a Spider-Man movie. Then all that stuff came out about the lead actor, the director, and all that. And I'm like, imagine if I made a video supporting Spider-Man Lotus, it would have looked bad. So it's hard sometimes to support fan films, but I encourage them. I want to make one day when I have the ballsies. I've written my own films. I want to be a director. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Vinko. I'm sure you're going to do great, my friend. Just keep at it. Keep at it. The Twinkle Twinkle Patrick song is from the episode Sing a Song of Patrick, where Patrick tries to write a song after seeing a comic ad for a music contest, but causes all chaos all over Bikini Bottom. See, that's how much of a boomer I am. I know they're still making new SpongeBob episodes to this day, but that's an episode I've never seen. My favorite SpongeBob episode is the one where they're superheroes, where they like Molten Man, the Quickster. SpongeBob's like, you want to see me touch that rock? Want to see me do it again? That's my favorite episode. The guy who does the makeout thing. I love that episode. That's a great episode. All right. I love you, Chris. Been watching since 2019, Chucky. Hey, the good old days, man. Sorry we never got a sequel, but we still appreciate that Chucky movie. We still appreciate it. You didn't miss it. Okay, good. I thought I didn't miss it. Glad I didn't miss it, my friend. Have you been watching Mike Flanagan shows? Yeah, there are some of the best stuff Netflix puts out. Really good shows. House of Usher was great. I want to see Mike Flanagan now do these movies. I think he is coming out with a movie. He's doing a Stephen King one, and he's got other things. He was rumored for a Clayface movie in the DCU or the Batman version. We'll see if that pans through. But yeah, Mike Flanagan is the GOAT. He's a really great horror director that deserves some more respect. Probably already has it, though. I also miss Jet Jackson, the movie series. Yes, me too, Juan Lopez. I also miss it. What is your favorite Walking Dead season and character? Mine is Rick. Love your videos. It's like the first 2 seasons are like the best, in my opinion. The whole Shane story arc, when they get to the prison. I think after the prison and when they start going from colony to colony, Alexandria, and when it became less about the zombies and more like other people were the actual villains, Rick losing his humanity a little bit was also cool. He wanted everyone to just be good, but it just wasn't possible in the world they lived in. I think it was always the first 2 seasons for me. I think once they left the prison or during when it started to really lose me was the governor storyline. I didn't like the governor. I didn't think he was that cool of a character, but yeah, I'm glad though. I heard people stayed on it, and although there were some slow seasons, they said it picked back up and it was good. But yeah. Let me see what else you guys here is talking about. I want to enjoy She-Hulk, but those annoying YouTubers that cry woke just ruin it for me. But She-Hulk was okay, but it's not perfect. See, those YouTubers are ruining movie talk community. I'm fine if you hated She-Hulk. I'm fine if you hated the Barbie movie. But when your only critique, your only argument is it's woke, it's woke. I had one person say Echo was bad because the main lead was Native American and she was fat and she didn't have a big butt. And I'm like, dude, you're literally disgusting. It's like, do you not see in my review how I can say what I actually dislike without commenting on a person's body and all this stuff? Racism, like they've ruined what conversations you can have as movie fans because it's either it's woke, it's just woke, and it's like, shut up. Can you say another word other than that and explain why you dislike something? Because all woke has turned into is being a word hiding, saying I'm racist, I'm misogynist, I hate this, I hate that. That's really what woke is. It's like that secret buzzword that they use now. Sorry, that stuff triggers me because it's not that they're ruining, it's the little kids that are watching right now. The kids that who were my age when I was growing up watching Jeremy Johns, Chris Stuckman, or freaking Movie Buzz with Peter Rawlis, all those things. We was just movie conversations. Now there's 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds clicking on those woke videos, getting brain rot, and then are growing up to be these freaking red pill guys of, yeah, women suck. Hollywood's woke. Oh, I'm gonna take steroids and do so much lifting. They're ruining the future of the fan base. Okay, be silly and cringy like me. I'm the great example. Chris, do you know Paramount is making a solo Plankton movie for their? Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. I'm still waiting for the Sandy Cheeks movie they're releasing on Netflix. I believe that's this year, right? The Sandy Cheeks film. If they're making a Plankton solo movie, do it. I know people get really mad though because it's like Nickelodeon was waiting for the creator of SpongeBob to basically die, and once he died, they put together so many spin-offs: the Patrick Star Show, that Sandy Cheeks movie, 2 other live-action SpongeBob movies, now a Plankton movie. They're milking Sponge. They came out with the show where they were like kids at a camp. Man, yeah, they are going full throttle with it. But I'll watch a Plankton movie. I like Plankton. Correct. What is a life lesson a movie truly taught you? Oh man, I don't. There's so many out there. There's movies that it's like, oh, this has changed my life. This got me thinking. This made me wonder. I don't, off the top of my head, it's really hard to like think of one. I remember I the one time I had like a deep conversation with my mom about a movie. She loves the Great Gatsby movie with Leonardo DiCaprio. And I kid you, she loves that movie. I think it's her favorite movie. And when it came in a DVD, she watched it 3 times in one day. And my mom's not like the biggest movie person. She'll watch a movie here and there. But I remember I sat down and I was like, "Mom, why do you love this movie so much? Like, why do you watch it so many times? Why'd you watch it so many times?" And like she went on to talk about like her feelings and the way she felt about like the movie and the ending. Like basically like the love story between Leonardo DiCaprio's character and this and that. And like I was just like, dang, I didn't even see the movie that way, Mom. Like, so that's always been the interesting part of me is what life lessons you can tear away. I hate when people say I'm not allowed to give my opinion on Blue Beetle because I'm Mexican, and that bias ruins what my thoughts are. Where I'm like, all our life lessons, everything we've been through determine how we like and perceive a movie. And that's, I think, what makes them special and fun. Seeing Blue Beetle and recognizing like, dang, the way their family acting is exactly how my family grew up. Those foods, that language, the way they're going about. And it's so awesome to see. And other people will just go, it's woke and you're just biased because it's you. I'm like, shut up. So I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting stuff like that. But right now, I can't think of one that like really taught me like a life lesson. But there's definitely been movies where I'm like, well, like even Iron Claw. When I saw Iron Claw, it made me want to call my brother up. It made me want to go see him because like me and my brother live 7 hours away, and I'm like, man, dude, I can't imagine. Like it made me want to love my brother more. Be better. I'm starting to learn how to edit videos at my school. I'm so excited to start taking my YouTube channel seriously. You're such an inspiration, man. Hey, take it seriously. It's crazy. It used to be when I started YouTube, which was in 2016, it was a real lucky shot in the dark if you made it. And knock on wood, thankfully I made it. I have this awesome community of you guys. I love my job. I'm so thankful for it. It gives me anxiety up the butt, and I hurt myself reading the comments or sometimes, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I hated working a regular job. Now it is way easier to turn this into a career thanks to like TikTok and YouTube shorts and all that. I've seen accounts who do YouTube shorts that like get 100,000 subscribers in like a week or two. Cuban Crusher is crushing it on YouTube shorts. Doom Blazer is crushing it on YouTube shorts. And those people cultivated a community that took me 3-4 years to maybe get there. It's so much easier, guys, to become some sort of movie talker, make a career out of it. Now, of course, you have to do it as a passion and that first instead of wanting to make money first. Because if you go in just for the money, tough chance you're going to succeed. But man, if I could do it, you could do it, guys. I was not the brightest kid in school. I was a BC student. Okay. You even know some of my opinions are a little whack sometimes. You're like, Chris, you like Space Jam: New Legacy? If a guy who likes Space Jam: New Legacy has this platform, you can do it too. So I wish you the best of luck, my friend. Rip to James Gunn DCU. Why? He's I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's still going on unless something happened while I was on stream. I didn't see anything about that, but I get what you mean though. If he has a long way to go, there's definitely a lot writing on Superman Legacy. There's a lot writing on that universe to be good. And I just don't know if it's going to happen. Even more so with how iffy things are with like Warner Brothers. They're always selling their company to another studio. What does that mean for DC Studios once another place gets bought out? What if, and you know, James Gunn's contract is only for 3 years or something, or 3 or 5 years. Things bomb at the box office. That 10-year plan isn't happening. And we know Warner Brothers is reactionary. I'm still thinking he's going to do good. But I understand why some people are hesitant. I'm hoping he succeeds, though. This is why I love you, Chris. You keep it real, not pushing any woke or anti-woke agendas. Yeah, man. Thank you, man. I'll say my opinions and all that, and I understand. You know, and sometimes, very rarely, like the 1% of the time, I get what they mean. Like with the Velma show, that's definitely a show that was just pushing an agenda and trying to poke at the woke people and do all that. Where like, but they act like everything is like the Velma series. Every movie, every show that comes out is like the Velma, and I'm like, stop exaggerating right now, buddy. Stop exaggerating. But yeah, that's my thoughts right there. All right, let's see what else we got. Have you been watching the Percy Jackson? Yeah, see, I'm enjoying Percy Jackson. I like it. I think Walker Scobell is great. The cast is cool. I love Greek mythology. I just feel like something is missing on the show. Something that's like, because every time a new episode comes out, I'm not like rushing out to see it where I'm like, oh, I got to hit play. I got to see what's going on here. You know what show I am feeling that way for? Jack Reacher. If you have not seen Jack Reacher, get on Amazon Prime, watch Jack Reacher. Season 1 is pretty good. Season 2 is phenomenal. Every episode of season 2, I am on the edge of my seat. It's because of Jack Reacher I've been hitting the gym. I want to be like Alan Richardson, man. That guy's buff. Yeah. Anyways, Percy Jackson. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. All right, here. All right, we've been going on for 2 hours. I think I'm going to end it right there, my friends. Sorry if I got a little weird and emotional and ranty there, but you guys are just awesome. Y'all are fantastic. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining me here on the live stream. Y'all are amazing people. I'm sure we got more content coming up in the week or so. So just take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time, my movie peeps. Love y'all. Love y'all.